What is up, baseball fans? Welcome to my and the channel's first Out of the Park baseball stream for 2018. I am Associate Community Manager for Out of the Park Baseball, Chris Jardine, aka Snaggle J. I hope you guys all had a fantastic holiday season and have had a fantastic start to 2018. And what better way to kick off a cold, damp, dark, snowy winter than with some hot fire out of the park baseball action. Now, if you guys will remember from when the last time I was live, which was a couple weeks ago actually now, 2 weeks ago, this exact moment, we weren't sure what we were going to do next. We had finished up our Australian Baseball League finals with the Brisbane Bandits, where we won the championship, which is absolutely unbelievable. Big shout outs to everybody who came out and enjoyed that. I wasn't really sure what we wanted to do next. I knew I wanted to do something maybe kind of historical. I feel like I've got something going on here. Where is this image that I just saved? Where did it go? There it is. Sorry. You guys are seeing all the behind the scenes magic here. Now there we are. Oh, there we are. I wasn't really sure what we wanted to do next. So I put out a Twitter poll, which I basically said you guys could decide what we were going to do next. And you guys decided between the 1986 Toronto Blue Jays, it was the 1986 Toronto Blue Jays, the 1990 New York Yankees, the 1991 Chicago White Sox, and the 1982 Montreal Expos. And you guys decided by a 51% margin that you guys wanted me to take over the 1982 Montreal Expos, fresh off of their horrible Blue Monday. Well, we're going to take these 82 Expos with all the potential and all the talent they had and try to turn them into a winner. So let's jump right in. It is February 27th, 1982. I was a month and 27 days old at the time in real life. And who doesn't like the Expos? I have no idea. I was a little surprised that it got 51% of the vote, to be honest. I was a little surprised. So let's jump in and take a look. Let's start with our pitching staff. Let's view it by default. So our starting staff consists of Ray Burris, Bill Gullickson, Charlie Lee, Steve Rogers, and Scott Sanderson. Not a particularly overwhelming starting rotation. Steve Rogers is pretty good, but he's 32 years old now, is in the last year of a contract that is paying him almost $1 million. It'll be interesting to see what we decide to do with Steve Rogers. Scott Sanderson at 25 is starting to come into his own a little bit, fresh off a 9-7 season where he had a 2.95 ERA and 137 innings. Charlie Lee is also 25. Bill Gullickson is 23. So we do have three young, controllable starters that we can kind of build around. Ray Burris is our number 5 guy, probably not going to last much longer on the team. So it'll be interesting to see what we do with Steve Rogers. In the bullpen, we have Tom Dixon, Woody Fryman, Bill Spaceman Lee. Oh, baby, who doesn't love the Spaceman? Bryn Smith, Dave Tomlin, Jeff Reardon. For some reason, Mike Stenhouse shows up as a pitcher, even though he's a center fielder. Not sure what's going on there. So obviously Reardon at this point is 26, is a dominant closer for us. He has had some injury problems. They did pick him up from the Mets in the middle of the 1981 season. and pitched 41 innings for the Expos with a 1.30 ERA. He's going to start the season as the closer for us. We could use another arm in the bullpen if we intend on competing for an NL East title. Probably going to need to try to find an extra arm in here. But as you can see, so we're going to go with Rogers, Sanderson, Gullickson, Lee, and Burrs. We have all right-handed starters. In the bullpen, we do have Woody. We have 3 lefties in the bullpen. We have Fryman, Tomlin, Spaceman, all lefties in the bullpen. Let's get that out of there. Whoa. There we go. That's what was bothering me. All right. X that. So, yeah, so we do have not a terrible bullpen. I'm actually quite impressed with what we've got down there. Flipping over to our lineups. And again, we'll go to the default view here. So behind the plate, we've got the kid, Gary Carter. At this point, is 27, has really come into his own with the team. Is definitely one of our team leaders at this point. He's backed up by Brad Golden, who's just kind of a one-star guy back there. Pretty decent numbers in the PCL last year, though, 275 batting average. We got Al Oliver at first base in the later years of his career, 35 years old now. He had, we've got him. We'll see what we can do with him. He's under contract for 2 years. He's got a vesting option. Needs 550 plate appearances this year for his option to vest. So yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what we can do. I don't know. I mean, again, he's pretty solid. He's getting up there now. We also have Ken Phelps at first base, 27 years old. This will be, I believe he still qualifies as a rookie. He's still auto-renew. His service time only has a 1 year and 12 days of service time. Big home run power, left-handed hitter in the middle of the lineup. Second base, we've got Wallace Johnson, 25 years old, kind of underwhelming. Third base, we've got Tim Wallach is going to be the starter at 24. We also have Chris Smith at the back as a backup. Chris Smith, who can also play first base and a little bit of outfield as well. So corner outfields, corner infields, kind of a versatile player to have on the roster. Chris Spire is 31 at short. We could definitely use an upgrade up the middle. Our second and our short right now, not great. Our outfield, we have Tim Raines, senior, 22 years old in left field. We've got the Hawk in center field. We've got Warren Cromartie in right field. We also have a trio of bench outfielders as well. So our major league roster is looking pretty good. We don't really have a whole lot to complain about. There, which is good. We don't really, want to try to mess up too much. Again, a very good young team. You look at that core of Dawson, Raines, Phelps, and Carter, 27, 22, 27, 27. So really coming into their prime. As you can see, Ken Phelps is not even the starter, as we have Al Oliver starting at first base. But I feel like we're probably going to try. I think right off the bat, the first thing we might try to do in this franchise is dump Al Oliver and try to maybe shore up some of our middle infield positions. Let's go to our rosters here. No, that's not what I want. Player list. We want the player list. Let's go to our entire organization and just see some of the higher potential guys that we might have kicking around in the minor leagues who might not contribute right away. We got the big cat. The big cat, Andres Galarraga, is in Double-A right now at 20 years old. He played in whatever the BC League is last year. Hit 6 homers, 26 RBIs. It has a lot of strikeouts. Still needs to work on his discipline. As you can see, his avoid K ratings. The text is super small to me. Is it possible to blow that up? I mean, that's kind of the resolution I'm working with. Let me see what I can do here. I can't really make it any bigger without it see if I go any bigger this way. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. See, my thing is, if I go any bigger this way, then things are getting cut off the screen. That's the downside. Let me see what we can do. Maybe we can tweak it a little bit here. Let's see if we can tweak it a little bit in the game to try to make it a little bit easier for you to read. Let's see. Game settings, file, settings. Font size. Font size does require me to restart. Let's go standard. All right, so let's save this game. We'll try this. Oh, it's okay. We can go to the more standard size. I usually use the. To be fair, no one's ever brought it up. Just give me a quick thing. I'm gonna load out, and we're gonna load right back in. It'll just take a second. No one's really ever said anything about it. But I mean, if it is relatively small, we'll go to the standard size. I usually go with the smaller text size, just because it typically lets me see more information on the screen. But we can go back to the standard size and see what happens. That should make it make a little bit of a difference. There you go. You should be able to read that a little bit better now. All right. So that's more the standard font size. You should be able to read that a little bit better. And it's still quite good. All right. So let's take a look at some of the players we have in our organization. So we do have Andres Galarraga, again, big time prospect that we're going to keep an eye on. We have Mike Hocutt. We have Bob James, a couple of young. Hey, no problem. Hero of the day, no problem at all. Armando Moreno, Brian Little. So we do have some potential prospects here. Some pitchers. We do have another first baseman, Andres Galarraga, who at this point is a catcher. But I think, like I said, I think the first thing that I'd like to try to do is let's go back to player list. Let's go to active roster. Yeah, I definitely really think, again, while I like Al Oliver, don't get me wrong, good veteran presence on the team, I feel like he's probably better served elsewhere. And we're not going to get much offered in return for him. We get Darrell Evans, Tommy John, Bob Boone. So, I mean, really, people aren't going to offer us much for him, specifically because he is an older fella making a ton of money. That right there, that is two problems right off the bat. Older fella making a ton of money. So that right off the bat, that's not great on either side. We do get Davey Lopes, who is 36. Is a 3-star. Maybe provides us a little bit better presence up the middle. What's his contract like? He's got 2 years left at $750K. But I mean, the thing is that Oliver doesn't play anywhere else but first base. Phelps does not play anywhere else other than first base. We really want to get Ken Phelps in the lineup. That is a no-no. We have to get Ken Phelps in the lineup. I just don't think any of these deals is going to really get done what we need to get done. So we're going to add a second base, and we need a shortstop. We want them to be major league. We want major leagues, and we're looking for at least an average quality. I mean, we want good quality. We want good quality. Guys, so let's save that. Take a look at our overview. So, I mean, you can see, like, some of these positions we're doing very well. We're the top-ranked team amongst catchers. First baseman, we're ranked 3rd. Second baseman, we're way down there, 22nd. Third baseman, we're probably in the middle of the pack yet for 13th. Shortstop, we're down in the bottom latter half as well. Left field, we're doing pretty good. Center field, we're number 1. And right field, we're probably down a little bit lower as well. Again, starting pitching, we're about middle. Oh, we're 4th, actually. Wow. And relievers, we're 18th. And closers, we're probably going to be up there. Yeah, we're in the top 10. So we've got some pretty good strengths. The trading block. Okay, so we want to... let's go back to our player list. So we're going to put him on the trade block. On the block. I would also actually like to go back to our transactions page. Front office. No. Strategy, rosters, and transactions. I thought it was there. Nope. I can never find this button when I need to. That is a problem. Let's go here. Trade, shop player around. It's under player trade. It's off-season center. There we go. Team needs. I would also like to add a reliever. Preferably a bat throws righty, major leaguer. And we'd like a good quality reliever as well. MLB tab. Yeah, it's under the off-season center. I always forget this there. I always look for it under the team tab for some reason. But it's actually under the off-season center. We'll take a quick look as well before we get going at some of the free agents that it might be available. Nothing really any good. Couple of high potential guys. Bert Campaneris. But really nothing to get excited about there at all. Well, so let's go back. Let's check our email real quick. So we take control of Montreal. Local media welcomed me. Local media are praising the signing as a good one, while others feel that I am in over my head. But hey, listen, if you guys also want to feel like you're in over your head, you guys can still take advantage of the Steam Winter Sale. It is on until tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Last chance to take advantage of the 50% off Steam Winter Sale on Out of the Park Baseball 18, Franchise Hockey Manager 4, and you can get a bundle as well. Open up your Steam client, check it out right now. Like I said, until 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, which is Thursday, January 4th. In case you're watching the archive of this, you can make a sad face and be sorry that you missed it. We're not in over our head, though. Here's a message from our owner, Mike Heck. He wants us to sign Al Oliver to an extension. Great. He wants us to sign Al Oliver to an extension. We're trying to trade him. That's going to go well. Achieve a winning record this season. Reach the World Series in the next 2 seasons. Check in periodically throughout the season for good luck. All right, so let's go play. Finish today. We have received a trade proposal. Yay, Boston. Boston would like to send 27-year-old right-handed pitcher Bob Stanley in return for Jeff Reardon. Yeah, that's not happening. The Stanley Steamer. That's not happening. We might, if they were going to get a bunch of offers, right off the bat, we are going to set him untouchable. Don't think we're going to be trading Jeff Reardon anytime soon. So we'll go back to our mail, and we will respond to that with a boom rejection. I haven't read anything big. Figured I would ask you. Will I be able to import our challenge mode games into OOT19 and keep them as challenge mode? I don't know the answer to that question. My gut would tell me yes, because I do believe that in Out of the Park Baseball 19 that the challenge mode is going to work very similar to Out of the Park Baseball 18. But what I would do is How could I get this? Why don't you do me a favor, Rimic Nerf? If you follow us on Twitter, DM us on Twitter or tweet it at us, and we will try to get you an answer. That's the best I can do, because I don't know the answer to your question right off the top of my head. But if you send it to us on Twitter or post it on our Facebook page, if you're on either of those, and we'll try to get you an answer. We'll send that off to the developers, and we'll see if they can answer it. My gut tells me the answer to that question is going to be yes, but I don't want to say 100% yes without actually knowing. And then, if you send it to us on Twitter or Facebook, then we know how to get back in touch with you to get you your response. Rapunte, Charlie Lee, 25-year-old Charlie Lee. I don't really want to trade Charlie Lee either, so we're also going to set him to untouchable for now. I just like setting these guys to untouchable, especially early in the franchise, because we might get a bazillion messages from teams. What are we in spring training? Let's simulate up to opening day. How about that? Charlie Lee suffered a minor injury. We're not going to worry too much about that. Al Oliver's out with a hamstring strain. It's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. We're going to do ask a bench coach for all lineups depth charts. Yeah, we're going to do that for now. See the trade proposal. So that's good. Oliver's hurt. Ed Farmer. Well, not improving us a lot. Ed Farmer is a 32-year-old reliever. I mean, not really what we're looking for. We could use the bullpen help, but I really don't want to trade Wallace Johnson. I'd like to improve over Wallace Johnson. That is a for shizzle. But from Detroit, again, 29. We're not trading Bill Gullickson. That's not going to happen. Oh, whoops. Let's go back. Reject trade. That's not going to happen. Play till opening day. Let's see if we can get through a bit more here. We're doing pretty well so far. Bill Golden suffered a minor injury. That's okay. We're not too worried about that. Received a personal message. I understand you're looking for a reliever. Who's this from? I was wondering if you're interested in Luis De Leon. If you're interested in making a deal, feel free to contact me to discuss specifics. He's a 23-year-old. Whoa. The San Diego Padres have contacted us about Luis De Leon. He's 23, 4.5 stars. I think that price would probably be quite significant. I feel like that would be an extremely, extremely significant price. I do appreciate them reaching out. But man, I really don't like what would this take? So they want Andres Galarraga to make that work, and that's just not a trade. That's not a trade we're gonna do. That's not happening. Not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. See the trade post in San Francisco. They would like to trade Jim Barr for Steve Rogers. Well, no. Too much of a downgrade. Play until opening day. See if we can actually get to opening day would be nice. Seattle offered us Mike Stanton for Bill Gullickson. They also offered us Bill Cottle for Bill Gullickson. We're just going to ignore both of those for now. We're getting too many. See, that's one thing. I find the trade offers can sometimes. Want to trade for Alan Trammell? Okay, now you got my attention. So they're interested in swinging us Alan Trammell, who at this point is 24. He's in the big leagues. He's already been in the big leagues for 4 years. He's getting averages are pretty good. Doesn't have a lot of power. A little bit of steals. Nothing special. Defense is pretty good. 65 position rating, 70 range, solid arm. But I'm wondering what it would take to make this work. We have no player who makes the deal work. Well, that's a problem. That is a very low. See, they're not going to let us trade Al Oliver, right? Because he's hurt. See, Detroit is very, very much up against the budget, which is a major problem for them. Where is Colorado's in Double-A, right? Bob James. I wonder if we threw Hokut in there. This offer of yours is an insult. So, I mean, we don't really have anybody that's going to make that trade work. So, it's kind of pointless to go back and forth on them. We must be getting close to the end of the preseason. Let's take a look at the preseason predictions. I would assume we're going to be in the top couple in the National League East. We're projected to be the best team in the National League East, 103-59. Big expectations. Big expectations. Really solid ERA, lots of Ks, very low walks. Ken Phelps is projected to be the best hitter in the National League, and he might not even start. Steve Rogers projected to go 24-3 with a 2.14 ERA. Man, if we have seasons like that, I would be very, 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 very happy. Very happy. Let's go. I want to go to. Let's see. Rosters and trends. Is front office? Untouchable players. I mean, right now we've got a few of those, so we'll just leave that for now. All right. We're still a week or so away from opening day. We'll get that going here in a minute. Was wondering if you would be interested in Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, sure. But again, all of these guys saying, hey, would you be interested in this guy? I mean, nobody is going to trade us Cal Ripken Jr. That's the thing. See? They don't actually have interest. Like, we'd have to trade the farm to make that work. And that's not going to happen. There we go. Let's turn that off for now. I wonder if trading for Tommy John for Al Oliver will be worth it, then try to flip him at the trade line. Things go so that Phelps is a projected best in the league. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, I'm just trying to get to the opening day here. Sanderson is hurt. Minimal effect. That's good. Personal message. Want to trade for Lou Whitaker? Not really. Roy Lee Jackson for Steve Rogers. Bump Willis. He's 29, though. Doesn't really do what we want. Raleigh Fingers, that's not going to happen. Although the teams are getting more in the ballpark at least. Bisman and Forbes. Scott Sanderson is still suffering from oblique. Oh no. The dreaded oblique. Dave Stewart. Okay. Now that this might be something I might have interest in. Well, Gullickson's 2 years younger. Stewart is a reliever at this point. So, you know what? We got excited there for nothing. We got excited there for nothing, chat. Do we want second baseman Gary Reedus? No. Well, but what, again, we have nothing that makes it work, so. So what is the point? Remember, guys, at the top of the hour, TJ Lauerman, the community manager for Out of the Park Baseball, will be here. He has taken his San Diego Padres franchise and simmed all the way out to 2045 to see what the state of the league has become. That's going to be going on at 9 p.m. Eastern time in about a half hour's time. And also remember, guys, you can check out of the Park at all of our various social medias. Head on over to OOTPdevelopments.com where you can pick up your very own copy of the game. You can also pick it up on Steam. While you're there, hit the forums. There is a wealth of information on the forums at OOTPdevelopments.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/OOTPdevelopments. We post all of our trailers, tutorials, quick little videos, archives of these streams. Everything goes there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at OTB Baseball. TJ and I are the masters of GIFs and baseball. So some good chuckles and some good information on the Twitter. And like us on Facebook. Well over 7,000 likes on our Facebook page. Go check it out. Lots of wonderful discussion going on the Facebook page all the time. We got a development report. So Sanderson drops from 65 to 60. Potential's down as well. That's probably because he's hurt. Gullickson goes down a bit. Phelps actually drops a little bit of power, but his I rating improves. Raines is up. Holcutt's up. Terry Francona? Let's go! Solid developmental update. Big fan. All right. Personal message. Schmidt looks like he might satisfy a need. Yeah, that's what we need. Trade from New York. Goose Gossage for Gary Carter? Nope. Not happening. You guys got chill. All right. I do think maybe picking up Tommy John might not be a bad idea. As long as he doesn't get Tommy John or need Tommy John while he's here with us. That would be bad. We'll check it out, though, and see. Also, guys, make sure if you guys are watching the stream here for the first time on Twitch, make sure you guys hit that follow button up at the top of the screen or by tapping the screen on your mobile device. We are 59 followers away from 1,000 here on the Twitch page. Thank you guys so much for the support for the live streams. We really do appreciate it. Remember, we need to play better than 500 ball. So that's what we're looking at. So let's go back to our player list. Ray Burris. Him's angry. It's not good. All right. Listen, Oliver. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to piss off my owner and you at the same time. Ooh. We got some new guys this time. Dick Tidrow. Is 34. He's got a couple years left. Pretty solid. Maybe not. Lots of walks. His control is poor at best. Very, very bad K to walk ratios. Maybe not really what we want out of the bullpen. The other option that they had there was Greg Minton. Even worse K to walk ratios. Dude walks more guys than he strikes out. That's bad. Coming off a 36 walk, 29 K season. Wow. And he pitches a lot of innings too. He eats a lot of innings for the Giants, but unfortunately he's not really getting done what they need to get done. Davey Lopes is still there. Minton's still there. Koosman. Let's go. Find Tommy John. He's a reliever at this point. 38. What's his stamina like? Stamina still 75. Trade for player. Let's see if they'll do this. So both sides like it. I like your proposal. Please submit it. Not bad. Now, let's see what else we can get. Because enough is never enough. Right? We're always on the hunt for more. Fred McGriff, they got Jose Rijo, Don Mattingly. Look at that. Look at the guys they have in the minors. Mattingly, Roberto Kelly, Bob Tewksbury, Otis Nixon, Pagliarulo, Eric Plunk, John Elway. John Elway hype. Let's go get John Elway. You know what? I'm throwing John Elway into the deal just because. What? They don't want to give up John Elway. They are so attached to John Elway, they're not giving him up. That hurts. Who do they got rolling around for middle infield? They got Willie Randolph, and they got Otis Nixon. They have nothing at shortstop. Otis Nixon is their starting shortstop. Barry Evans. So not much going on in the middle infield. That's okay, though. So let's do this. I like this trade. Deal maker. That's not going to be. Fans are not going to be happy. They're big fans of Tommy John, though. Fan reaction. Tommy John, they love Tommy John. Overall fan interest increases significantly. So that is good. So now he's going to be on the assignment, designated for assignment. Active roster, we got to get rid of somebody off the active roster. Let's see. We got how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 pitchers right now, which is what we want, which means we got to move somebody. And that somebody is going to be Ray Burris. Now the question is, can we just send him down outright, or should we throw him in the old bullpen? I mean, we could hang on to him. Send Dave Tomlin down. Out of option years, has to clear waivers. That's fine. And then we'll throw Tommy John on here. What? I know that. So I can't just send him down. Right. All right. Let's throw Tommy John on the. We're good anyway because he's not going to be till our fifth starter. So, all right. So now we look at our pitching staff. Kind of sad that it won't just let me. That it won't just let me get rid of them. Got to waive and designate. That makes sense. Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh, yeah, he's got to clear waivers, and then we can assign him to AAA. Right. Gotcha. Good. Okay. Overall, we don't really have anybody there that we want to call up, eh? Right now, we're good. All right, so let's go to our pitching staff. Tommy John's going to slot in here. Ray Burris is going to slot in there. I feel like we owe it to Tommy John to at least make him like the number 3 starter. And then let's go to our lineups. Looking pretty good. Ken Phelps, Dawson. We got Wallace Johnson. You know what? I don't even want Wallace Johnson hitting up there. Like, we're gonna go with like a Blue Jays kind of approach. We're gonna put the Hawk in the 2-hole, kind of like the Blue Jays do with Donaldson, or have done in the past with Donaldson. We're gonna put him in the 2-hole, hope that magic happens. That's what we're going with right now. I feel like that's the best idea that we've ever had. All right. Who's our top pinch hitter? Smith? Probably Roy Johnson? Stenhouse? Stenhouse, maybe? Carter every 10th game. Tim Raines playing second base? Tim Raines playing second base hype? Interesting. They get Tim Raines penciled in at second base, which means left field is wide open. So, I mean, technically we could put... So we got Roy Johnson, 65 contact, 50 gap power. Interesting. And we got Moreno, and we got Stenhouse. He's more of a power over contact guy. Good discipline, good eye. You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna not even let Wallace Johnson play. We're gonna put Roy Johnson in left field against righties. And then against lefties, the Hawk, Ken the Hawk Harrelson. Not the right Hawk. Although I am a big Hawk Harrelson fan. That is not the right Hawk, in my personal opinion. And then we're going to have Cromartie out there. Is Stenhouse bat right? No, Stenhouse bat's left. Moreno bat's right, left. Fuentes bat's right. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about where our team is at right now. Going into the season. We're looking good. We're feeling good. We're smelling good. I think. Got some mail. Checking in. So we got Rogers against Candelaria. Rick Roden against Sanderson. Gross. You can put it on the board. Yes. What a guy. Love him. All right. Let's go take a look at the top 100 prospects list. This should be a trip right here. So Wade Boggs is the top prospect with Julio Franco, Don Mattingly, Howard Johnson, and Tony Phillips filling out the top 5. We have a few on there. We have Mike Stenhouse, 15th overall on the hitting side. We have Roy Johnson, 24th. Chris Smith, 27th. Wallace Johnson, 56th. Mike Gates, 66th. Andres Galarraga checks in at 82. On the pitching side, you can see Mike Moore, Andy McGaffigan, Dwight Gooden, Mark Eichhorn, Bill Lasky, Frank Viola, Storm Davis, Andy Hawkins, and Jim Gott. Nobody from the Expos making it. But you can see quite a hitter-heavy list. Only 9 out of the top 100 prospects are pitchers. Whew. That's something else. Something else. All right. What time is it? Do we got the time to go through the first game? No, we'll have to sim a little bit. We don't really have time to play a full game. We'll sim a few weeks and see what happens. We'll simulate a few weeks and see what happens. So we're going to be playing this out over the next. We will probably play this franchise right up until we start doing out of the park 19 stuff. Steve Rogers got us a first quality start, which looked like it was opening day. So not a great first week for the Expos. We go 1-4 the first week of the season. Andre Dawson is our best hitter, hitting .222. Wow. That's awesome. We're batting 148 as a team. What? Oh, man. That's a great first week of the season. An amazing first week of the season. I don't believe it. Nothing like hitting a solid 148 through 5 games. That's how we wanted to start the season. Expos have designated players' time runs out today. So Tomlin will send him down to the old... there we go. Kruko. Let's see what Jake from St. Louis would like to send 32 to Doug Blair. Yeah, that's not something we're going to do. That's not going to happen. Reject. Yes. We got a little... Oh, no. Well, let's finish out this week. Let's play some weeks at a time. Roy Johnson suffered a day-to-day injury. He's expected to take 2 weeks. So that is going to put him on the disabled list. It's going to put him on the DL. We'll put him on the 15-day. On the sprained thumb. And let's see who we might have that we could possibly bring up. No one really. Huh. Could bring up a pitcher, but that really doesn't... I mean, I guess we'll bring up Brian Little for now. Just to give us an extra body. Let's go to our lineups. So I guess for now, we'll probably have to play Mike Stenhouse. Can Stenhouse play the corner outfield? Yeah, he's actually better in left field than center field, so that's good. So Mike Stenhouse can play left field against righties. And then against lefties, our lineup, no change. So that'll be good. Let's get this finished this week out. Hope nobody gets killed. Oh, we swept. Team's picking it up, guys. We're picking it up. Remember, guys, in a grand total of 12 minutes, TJ Lauerman is going to be here. As I said earlier, he has simulated his Padres franchise all the way up to 2045. And he's actually going to be looking for stuff that you guys want to see. So if you have some things that you want to see about the major leagues, and what happened in his franchise going all the way up to 2045. Bring your questions. Let him know what kind of stuff you want to see. Make sure you guys do that. Like I said, he's going to be live here at the top of the hour, playing in the future. We're going from the past to the future here tonight on the Out of the Park stream. We swept the Mets. We've received a personal message. Franco looks like he might satisfy a need. Well, yeah, he probably would. But the question is, at what cost? Nobody. See? It doesn't work out. And I mean, I really don't want to trade a King's ransom. Like, even if I threw somebody like Chris Smith in there, they have nobody that makes it work. So, Did we finish that week? Yeah, it's Monday again. So we're doing better. We're 5-5 now. Our team is actually hitting the ball. Go team. Tim Raines hitting 300. Not much in the power department, though. Only 3 home runs total. Last in the NL. 3 home runs. Our starters, though, fewest runs against, third best ERA. Our bullpen, not allowed a run yet. The question is, have they pitched an inning? They've pitched a few. Lots of complete games. They pitched a few innings. Why does Mike Stenhouse keep showing up in the pitching? Is he a pitching stud? Is he a two-way player? Just wants to play baseball and not be bothered. Well, I'm wondering, he got some kind of skills that I'm not, pitching. He's got 45 movement. Hold runners a little bit. Looks like he can get lefties out. Interesting. I prefer Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I mean, you ain't wrong. Let's get another week in here. We got a save. Hey, it took us that long to get a save. Woody Fryman suffered a day-to-day injury. Recovery is expected to take 2 weeks. We'll keep him on the roster. We'll keep him on the roster for now. So we got another weekend. We went 4-2 that week, so we're up to 9-7 now. Team has started to come around in the hitting department. He was the 2011 NASCAR Nationwide Series champion. I'm going to take your word for that. Just saying. As you can see, Tim Raines absolutely on fire right now, hitting 359. Ken Phelps is up to 3 home runs, starting to snap out of that slump he's been in. Again, Ken Phelps has never, hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats in the majors. So, I mean, we're just kind of hoping that he's going to be able to put it together. Roy Johnson eligible to come off the DL. That's good. Let's see. Who did we bring up in his place? Brian Little? How's he done? He hasn't gotten any at-bats at all. Good. Oh, obviously we got to send him down first. Let's go to AAA. Whoop. And get Roy Johnson back in there. All right, let's go back to our lineups because Roy Johnson was playing left field for us, right? Not very well, but he was. How's Mike Stenhouse doing, actually? Stenhouse is batting .232, homer, 3 RBIs, 8 walks, 10 Ks. Well, maybe we'll let Stenhouse get a bit more run. Put Roy Johnson back in as our top pinch hitter, and we'll see what happens. We'll do that. There we go. And then we'll do that for lefty too, actually. We'll generate some depth charts just so we get some different players in there. Back to our email real quick. Franco looks like he was assessing. Hey, Woody Fryman injury. Yeah, he's going to be with a sprained ankle. Steve Rogers, last year in his contract, if you offer the extension, let's start soon. He wants to continue playing for the team. Not surprising. He's been pretty good. 1-4, 2.65 ERA though. So that's the question is, what's he looking for? He's looking for a 5-year extension with an average annual salary of $1.02 million. Now, let's keep in mind, this extension is only going to kick in when he is 33 years old. So his 33 through 38 age season. That's not really something that I'm interested in. TBH, that's a lot of money. to have tied up in a guy that's going to be in his mid-30s. I think maybe we'll see how the season progresses. And then maybe what we'll do is, depending on where we sit later in the season, we may look at trying to trade him. If we're out of it, it might be in our best interest to trade Steve Rogers. Let's see if we can get through one more week here. Tommy John, by the way, pitching really well for us. Oh, and just like that, he's hurt, of course. Of course, just like that, he's hurt. Feels so weird to talk about a little over $1 million is a lot of money for a baseball player. I know, right? So we look at the reports right now. I'm sure there's got to be a finances report somewhere. Philadelphia has the highest payroll in baseball at $10 million. Our payroll at just a hair over $7 million, checks in at 12th. So about middle of the pack, which is absolutely insane. $7.1 million total is what we have right now, which is crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Like, unbelievable to think that we're talking about something as ridiculous as like $1 million, right? I'll be interested to see as we play this out up to, say, current day, how accurate the salaries become. So you can see we've had some pretty good performances so far. Tim Raines and Andre Dawson really crushing it at the top of the order. Raines is hitting .312 in the leadoff spot. Dawson hitting .325 with 3 bombs, 13 RBIs. Tommy John, who we picked up in that Al Oliver trade, tried 1970s money. $4 million is the highest payroll in my league. Oh yeah, if you go back a ways, it gets a little crazy for sure. Wonder how much players are going to be making in 2045. Well, if you want to know how much players are going to be making in 2045, stick around for a handful of minutes, and you're going to be able to watch community manager TJ Lauerman, who has simulated his Padres franchise all the way up to 2045. Again, like I said earlier, if you have questions, if you have things you want him to check out, like, for example, how many ballots did it take for Mike Trout to get in the Hall of Fame? Those are the kind of questions he's going to be able to answer here at the top of the hour. So the Tommy John trade has worked out pretty good for us. He's 3-1 with a 1.94 ERA so far. So good on that department. The Ken Phelps experiment. I mean, he's got 4 homers and 13 RBIs. The batting average, not great at 164. So we do have some work that we are going to have to do. But guys, that is going to do it for me in the first part of our Montreal Expos 1982, starting out with our franchise. Who says he's even Hall of Fame eligible yet? I mean, I'm assuming in 2045 he is retired. Whether he's Hall of Fame eligible or not, that's a different story. Remember, guys, you still have time to check out the Steam Winter Sale until 1 p.m. on Thursday. That is tomorrow if you're watching this live. If you're watching this on the YouTube archive and you missed it, I'm oh so sorry. Check out the Steam Winter Sale, Out of the Park Baseball 18, Franchise Hockey Manager 4, 50% off. Go do it before it is too late. And as always, guys, make sure you follow us on all of our various social medias. Check us out at OOTPdevelopments.com. Jump in the forums, introduce yourself, check out some of the wonderful information that you're going to be able to find there. 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. That is right. 1 p.m. ET. The sale. Done tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/OTP Developments. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/OTP Baseball. And give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/OTP Baseball. If you are here watching live on the Twitch channel, again, please hit that follow button at the top of the screen. Show us the love. We are 59 followers away from 1,000. Thank you guys so much for the support, as always. I have been Associate Community Manager of Out of the Park Baseball, Chris Jardine, a.k.a. Snaggle J. And until next time, keep swinging for the fences. Out of the Park baseball night around the world continues in just a few minutes with TJ Lauerman and the 2045 San Diego Padres. Have a good night, everybody.